Welcome back, America. We have our friend Rich Goldberg, former National Security Council senior official under President Trump, Foundation for Defense Democracy senior advisor and expert on many things, especially Iran. Rich Goldberg, you're the man to ask this. What happens if the counter-revolution to the Islamist revolution, that is the people revolution in Iran, what happens if that fails and they don't get the support that they need?
Well, obviously, a number of things happen for our national security. Number one, the regime in Iran continues to be the largest sponsor of terrorism in the world, continues its war on America since its founding of 1979. This is the same regime, by the way, that plotted to assassinate Donald Trump when he was out of office, and I guarantee you they will continue to try to assassinate him when he leaves office again. And, Mark, over my career, I've sat with so many Gold Star families who lost their loved ones at the hands of the Islamic Republic of Iran, from Iraq to Beirut to Khobar Towers and other places in the world. This is a regime that is partnered with China and Russia against it, the arms depot for Russia, the gas station for China. This is both an immediate threat to the United States long-term and part of our grand strategy when we think of great power competition. So what happens first and foremost, all of those threats remain and build back. And then, of course, we have the fact that they will slaughter more and more people. The dictators around the world who are already shaking in their boots after what President Trump just did in Venezuela will think that, in fact, there are times when the president doesn't stand by his word, has shredded a red line that the mullahs have walked over, and think they can get away with something. So I think the president, by the way, knows all of these facts that I've just laid out, and it's a reason why he knows that time is on his side. This is a regime that is teetering, and there are things he can do to push it over the edge and continue being the transformational president he has been for so long. Another chapter in the book of the greatness of this presidency, from killing Soleimani to the maximum pressure campaign, taking out the nuclear program, taking out Maduro. All of these have been steps to get us to this day. Credit to Donald Trump, who is not Barack Obama, who is not Joe Biden, is not going to appease the mullahs, is not going to sell out the people at the risk of our national security. I think he knows what he's going to do, and it is unfolding now, and there are a lot of tools at his disposal to push this regime into the ash heap of history.
Yeah, I agree 100%, particularly when you compare President Trump to what's been before, which has been so awful. The Biden regime, the Obama regime. I mean, this is a man that killed that outrageous nuclear deal and then blew up their nuclear sites, did exactly what he said he would do. You know what's funny? He always does exactly what he says he will do, and people, they just question it. I don't really know why they do that. And when you compare him to these quislings that run virtually every one of these European countries, France, Britain, and all the rest of it, who basically what the best that they could do is call the envoys in to get a speaking down to. He really truly is one of a kind, and I think in the whole Western world, other than Netanyahu and so forth, there really isn't anybody else that stands with him. Am I right about that?
No, absolutely. I mean, it's unbelievable. The coordination, obviously, with close allies and partners like Israel here to support what President Trump is doing is historic. It was historic during Operation Midnight Hammer, the beautiful B-2s obliterating Iran's nuclear program after 12 days of clearing the path by the Israeli Air Force. And obviously now the regime is obliterating President Trump's red line. And I don't think the president is going to take kindly to that. He sees banks collapsing in Iran right now. He sees the opportunity, if he squeezes off the last 1 million barrels per day of oil that's continuing to go to China, and push those banks into collapse, and use cyber effects and potentially kinetic operations as well to enable the people of Iran to take back that country, to become friends and allies with the United States, what that would mean from an American national security perspective, and the detriment that would mean to both China and Russia. This is a transformational moment of choosing, and I can't imagine any other president in the White House for that moment than Donald Trump.
We'll be right back.
I wish I loved my smile.
I wish I could get implants.
I wish money wasn't so tight.
I wish I can justify the cost.
I wish my